Similarities are strong enough to suggest a pattern. Both made the strip to music and then raped and slashed to death.
All these terrible murders, this terrible tension.
Hap, you'll be Mrs. Amy King.
And act as bait for the rapist.
That, too.
That's a policewoman you got there with you.
All right, break it up.
You listen to me, because I got your friend. And I'm in it.
What's the hurry? Visiting hours aren't up yet.
I've got things to do.
Oh, listen. If you're planning a surprise party, don't make it too big. Okay? Ellie, thanks for these, and for being you.
Now, don't get sexy. Tomorrow night we'll get sexy.
Can I count on it?
You can count on it. Bye, Anna.
Well, now, last visit, huh, Miss Tarlow?
Yeah, my husband's going home tomorrow.
Why don't we just forget about it today? Sort of my way of saying, good luck to the both of you.
Well, that's really very nice, but I want you to take it, honest.
Hey, Miss Tarlow. Have a nice day.
What do you want?
Put down the hammer.
Put down the hammer! Drop it! Now!
Dance. Come on, dance. Sexy. Come on. Sexy. Come on.
Sexy!
Yeah, that's it. Take off your clothes. Come on, take your clothes off. Take them off!
Now! Don't stop!
You're real pretty.
Come on, don't stop. Come on, don't stop. Hey, come on! These drinks are on me, Dugan. To the end of your bachelor days.
Pepper says she's got a surprise for you. She's on her way.
There's stuff in the house for the young husband. Congratulations.
Hey, Tony, there gotta be worse things than getting married.
Hello, Vinny. Yeah, just a minute. Bill, telephone. Rowley, telephone.
You gonna finish me, Joe? You gonna finish? Was that one of the redheads? I don't believe it.
All right.
At ease, gentlemen, at ease. Hey, hi, guys. Hey, Dugan, got something for you.
Oh, yeah?
To give to Betty. It's an old Peruvian charm for brides.
Very nice. That's one of those fertility symbols, I think.
Oh, no, it's just too late for that. Hey, Joe, Pete. Yeah, look, one light there for the lady.
Let's just, don't let anybody
See you, Dugan.
All right. I hope Betty's superstitious.
Thanks, Pep. Okay, Bill, what is it? What is it?
It ain't the redhead, is it?
No, hi, Pep. Now, it was Marshall on the phone. He's got a 187. Victim's a female Caucasian, about 30. Found dead in her home a few minutes ago. Raped, slashed with a razor some 20-odd times. And her husband's a patient of Brown Memorial.
Hey, wait a minute. The lady last week, what was her name?
Anna Savelli.
Right.
Anna Savelli. Similarities are strong enough to suggest a pattern. Both women in their 30s, both of them had husbands of Brian. And apparently both made the strip to music and then raped and slashed to death.
Wonder what kind of a freak we got this time.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Did your wife tell you about anybody? Did she ever mention anybody at all who was giving her a bad time, who was bothering her? Mr. Tarlow?
No.
I'd rather you postpone this until tomorrow. He's under heavy sedation, Lieutenant.
And his wife is the second murder victim of a patient in this hospital within a week. Okay?
2 minutes.
Your job, ours. Ain't always a lot of laughs, is it?
Mr. Tarlow, please, just try to think now. Can you think of anybody at all? Anybody?
Yesterday, she mentioned phone.
A phone call?
The phone rang. She said, hello. No answer. She said, hello again. Then a click. She was upset. I said, Ellie, it happens all the time. Don't worry. Please. Don't worry.
Her instinct is right. Especially with a girl alone, you get so you can tell a phone freak when you pick up the receiver.
Okay, we just got clearance to work inside the hospital. Bill will go in as a patient. Mr. Donald King, businessman, undergoing extensive tests.
Yeah, only the top hospital administrators will know about this thing. Our contact's are Dr. Abraham Foreman. Pep, you'll be Mrs. Amy King, my wife.
Do I have to?
Well, it was a tough decision, honey. It was either you or Joe. Anyway, you're gonna pay me visits twice a day, regularly, afternoons and evenings. Now, I want you to really show yourself around that hospital. Get friendly with as many people as possible, pick up whatever information you can.
And act as bait for the rapist.
That too, yeah. Joe, you'll cover as an orderly. Likewise, picking up information. You know, I mean, mix it up with the personnel.
So you've been in the files again, huh?
Well, were you a medic or weren't you, man?
Back to Bedpan Alley. Thanks a lot.
Pete, you work on the outside with me.
Right. I check in at 11 o'clock. Pep, you pay your first visit at 1.
Oh, can I make it 2? I got a lunch date.
Break it.
With my sister.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll see you at 2.
Isn't she pretty? She's very, very French, and her name is Monique. What? Your sister is Monique, and you're a boy, Pierrot. I'm very, very sorry, monsieur. What? Oh, no, I'll make sure it never, never happens again. Now, how about having some lunch? Just you and me, and a butterfly or two if they want to come along. Look, apples and grapes.
Dr. Curtis, Dr. Curtis, please call 104 West.
And our job is to make you as comfortable as possible.
Well, I sure appreciate it, ladies.
Hello.
All right, honey, come on in.
Hello, darling.
This is my wife, Amy. This is Mrs. Wadsworth and Mrs. Bailey.
That's right.
How the ladies gave me that pretty?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, and we have a large collection of paperbacks, Mr. King, and if you ever feel too tired to read, one of our young assistants can come in.
Oh, I don't think that'll be necessary.
I guess not. My wife thinks I won't be necessary.
I brought you the afternoon paper.
Oh, second hospital patient's wife found.
Just terrible.
Did you ladies know this, Mrs. Teller?
Yes, we did. Yes, and we knew Mrs. Savelli, too.
Oh, really?
The other young woman whose husband is here. Oh, they're both so young. Mrs. King, I don't mean to frighten you, but you really have to be very careful. Facts are facts, you know.
I will.
All right, now that's enough of that. You will call on us now,
Yes,
won't
I
you?
will. Thanks a lot, ladies. Thank you.
Please.
Nice flowers. Who sent them?
I did.
They make a very nice couple, don't you think?
Yes, but then again...
You know, Peggy, how you forget sometimes lock that kitchen door at night.
And the patio door. I won't forget anymore, honey, honest.
It's not funny, sweetheart.
I know it isn't. Give me a kiss. I gotta go. I'll see you tonight after I feed the kids.
Okay.
Bye.
Dr. Escobar, admitting desk, please.
How's Cheryl doing?
Not too bad.
We enjoying our little stay here?
I thought I asked for a bedpan.
You get gumdrops instead.
Oh, yeah? Peppermint?
Whorehound.
What else you got? You heard anything?
Suspects like Ants at a picnic. You know, you ask around and you find out that every other male employee is a possible rapist, including interns, residents, ambulance drivers, and orderlies.
Listen, Pat, down in the lobby, I noticed a bulletin board. Why don't you make up a little card, something like Dachshund for sale, Mrs. Amy King. Put your phone number on it.
What a girl won't do for $100 an hour.
Listen, you're in criminal conspiracy now, kid. She thinks she's still in vice.
Right. Mind if I make it a schnauzer?
Just don't make it a police dog.
Okay, a 5. And here's your change. 1, 2. How's Mr. Lakes?
Oh, he's better.
He'll be going home soon, huh?
Yeah, any day now.
Yeah. Oh, 3, 4. Thank you.
As long as he hasn't been in an accident.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, hello, ladies.
Hello, Mrs. King.
Oh, if you're waiting for a cab, maybe I can help you. Oh, no, thank you. My grandson's picking us up. There he is now. There you are.
Well.
Hi, Grandma. Miss Bailey.
Hello there.
2 minutes late.
6 minutes. Mrs. King, this is my grandson, Martin.
Hi.
And his friend, Shauna Reed.
Hi.
Mrs. King's husband's on our floor.
Oh, good, good. Hey, can we give you a lift?
Oh, no, I have my car. But thanks.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Miss King.
Well, hop in, kids.
Thanks, Miss Amy King.
How'd you know?
Well, I make it a practice of learning my customers' name.
Now drive careful. I wouldn't want anything to happen to this lovely car.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Hello?
Hey, Pep, Bill. Everything all right? Did you get that card up on the bulletin board?
Everything's all right, and I put it up. Top left corner. Oh, by any chance, did you have someone keep an eye on the apartment?
No, why?
Oh, nothing, except I noticed.
Noticed what? Hey, Pep. You okay?
Nothing. Nothing at all. See you in the morning, Bill.
Brian Memorial, good morning.
Brian Memorial,
Mr. Turman, he's in
Thank you.
712.
One moment. I'll
Brian
connect
Memorial, good morning.
you. That's room 432A.
Oh, Dr. Foreman?
Brian Memorial, good morning.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. I'll connect you. Brian Memorial, good morning.
Well, now I've heard everything.
Would you like your party
They want me to go and visit a patient.
Let me connect you with
Mind the store, girls.
Still trying to
Come in.
Mr. King,
That's right.
I'm Teresa Russo. The telephone operator?
I'm sorry, Teresa. From the sound of your voice on the phone, I just was expecting an older woman.
Mr. King, do you mind telling me what this is all about?
Well, first of all, I'm not Mr. King.
That's great. Oh, you're a cop.
Teresa, 2 women have been raped and murdered. Patients' wives. Now, we think the man who did it may work here in the hospital.
Well, what has that got to do with me?
Well, you're a telephone operator. You hear things.
I don't listen in.
No, but you hear things.
Yeah, well, naturally you hear things, but...
Look, I'm not asking you to listen in, Teresa, but, well, let's face it. I mean, neither one of us was born yesterday, right?
You're trying to con me.
Teresa, that's really not my style.
Look, I'm not a snoop, and I'm not a cop, and I just don't do that kind of thing. I'm sorry.
Teresa, 2 women were murdered. E viva le donne, eh?
What?
Veramente, le donne sono cose meravigliose. I just said women are something else.
Oh, no, I know what you said. But I thought that thing that you showed me said that your name was Crowley.
That's right.
And you speak Italiano?
Yeah, that's right.
How come you speak Italiano?
Well, I had this little grandmother came from a town nobody ever heard of outside of Naples called Torre del Greco.
You're kidding. You're kidding.
Huh?
Look, as my family comes from a town right across the way, Torre Annunziata.
Torre Annunziata?
Sì.
Veramente?
Davvero.
Well, that's incredible. Don't me prendi in giro, huh?
Would I kid you? Hey, no, you're putting me on.
Piccolo mondo.
With those Irish eyes, you're not Italian.
Non mi credi che sono italiano.
Listen, if you're from Naples, how come you're not singing?
Ecco. Quando sorge la luna a mare chiare, vorrei tremano i pesci d'amore. You know?
Che bella
Sì,
voce.
canto come Mario Lanza.
No. You sing
Ah,
like
sì,
an
è
Irish
vero.
tenor.
No.
Morning, Miss Amy King.
Good morning, Mr.
Really want to know?
Tit for tat.
Good morning. Bill, Pep,
Yeah, I'll be right out.
got a name for you.
Oh?
Fred Asher.
Who's that?
Casanova of the parking booth. Big eyes for the ladies.
Bad vibes?
Yeah, kinky.
Yeah, you want me, Bill?
Yeah. The telephone operator's got a suspect for me, too. Dr. Gabriel Shaver, he's a resident here. She said he's been paying a lot of special attention to the patient's wives.
So?
So check him out with Foreman. What's that guy's name? Your
Fred
guy.
Asher.
Asher. I'll follow through on him. You get out there and mingle. Let the folks see you. Circuit.
Right.
Come on, let's move it. Get your tails in gear.
Incipient peptic ulcer.
Aggravating constantly.
Child, darling. Try to hold it down to 98.6.
Doctor says I'll be able to start playing tennis in a week.
Oh, that's sensational.
Listen, when you get back, would you bring me paper?
Sure, honey.
Dr. Curtis, please call 104 West. Dr. Curtis, Dr. Curtis,
See ya.
please call 104 West.
Not a chance.
Are you sure of that?
Of course I'm sure. Dr. Shaver was on duty both of the murder nights. Well, of course, I've heard rumors about him, but I've checked him out personally. He likes to pinch nurses.
Call 125 West.
Nobody's perfect.
Doctor, I'm sure you understand we have to check out every possible lead, no matter who.
Yes, of course. Tell me, when is all this going to end? All these terrible murders, this terrible tension. We're trying to run a hospital here. Well, that's difficult enough these days. Now we have to cope with frightened patients and their frightened wives.
Doctor, I know the problem. Trust us, we are doing our best. And thank you.
Later, Doug.
Well, I'm glad to hear that Mr. King's coming along.
Thank you. You should be getting home soon.
Good. You tell him we're disappointed. He never calls on us.
Hi, Grandma.
Hello, dear.
Mrs. King?
Martha. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Pepper, we just got a call from Pete. There's been another 187, wife of the guy next door to Bill. It happened out at Forester Park, just off Lake Road.
Bobby, let's pick up her clothes.
Guess he made her strip and dance like the others.
Yeah, I'm afraid so, Pep.
Listen, I want to see that lab report as soon as it comes in. Yeah, who is it?
It's me, Teresa.
Yeah, come on in, Teresa. There's not a hell of a lot I can do tied to a hospital bed, is there? Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, what do you got, Teresa?
Boy, so awful. Another woman murdered. Her husband, he picks up the phone and he tries to call their children. And he just busts out bawling like a baby. I couldn't even put the call through. Listen. About this guy, this Fred Asher that you mentioned.
Yeah, what about him?
Well, something's wrong.
Like what?
Like how you told me how he wrote on his worksheet that he was working here on the night that Mrs. Tarlow was murdered, this Tuesday. Well, I know that he was away from here, at least for a while, because I took a call from him. He wanted to talk to this nurse here. But it just so happens that she wasn't here, because she's off on Tuesdays.
Sir, you're not supposed to be down here. Patients aren't allowed in the lobby.
Yeah, I'm just stretching my legs.
Well, would you please stretch them back in the
nurse,
direction?
my wife left an ad up here. You didn't see anybody take anything off this board, did you?
No, I didn't. Now, please, would you...
Who is it?
Pete and Joe. We barging on anything?
Oh, no. Steve McQueen's upstairs in the shower, but nothing special.
Pep, break out the blankets.
Huh?
Joe and I are spending the night.
What's wrong?
Well, Bill checked the bulletin board. Your advertiser's missing.
He took the bait.
We'll see. We checked out Asher, and he was free during the time of all three murders.
Mm-hmm. Crowley got anything in mind?
Sure does. Asher gets off tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
That gives you exactly 5 minutes. Okay, Pep. Get going. And be careful.
Well, hello there, Miss Amy King.
Well, hello, Mr. Fred Asher.
Are you waiting for someone?
No, my car broke down. I just phoned for a cab.
Looks like we've both got off work at the same time tonight.
Well, I don't consider visiting my husband work.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I was trying to be funny. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, why don't I drive you home? I'll tell Charlie in the booth to cancel a cab.
What if it's not too far out of your way?
Are you kidding, Mike?
Great. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Tell me something, Amy. Will your husband be getting out of the hospital soon?
I hope.
Must be very lonely with him away like that. I mean, I live alone, and I know what that feeling's like.
Well, Fred, I think it would be more correct to say that I was more lonely before he went in. Yes, right here. It's his job. He travels a lot. It's the most I've seen him of in months.
That's the way it goes, I guess.
Well, Mr. Fred Asher, I want to thank you very much.
My pleasure. Amy, would you like to have dinner?
Oh, I couldn't have dinner tonight, but would you like to come in for a cup of coffee?
Could you change that to a drink?
Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Where's yours?
Oh, maybe a little later.
This is really a nice place.
Thank you. Well, I'm still working on it.
All right. Hey, I bet you never would guess. I won a trophy for this when I was in the Navy. Yeah, USO show. The Fruit, me and this nurse. Hey, baby, dance with me, come on.
No, I don't know.
Sure. Ooh, look at you move. Well, all right.
Whoops. Ow, nuts. Wrong shoes for dancing. I'll go put on the right ones. Okay. And you make yourself comfortable. I'll be right back.
Thought as long as I was here, I'd see the rest of your place.
This is it.
Your lonely room?
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice. Pepper. Pepper.
That's me. That's my nickname.
Pepper. Is that what you want me to call you?
Right now, you better stick to Mrs. Amy King.
Whatever turns you on.
That doesn't, sorry.
Well, honey, we just met, you know. It takes time, doesn't it?
I don't want you to do that. Don't,
What's the matter, baby? What's wrong?
I asked you for coffee. That's what I asked you to come up for. I don't want anything else.
Amy, what's the matter?
I want you to stop.
What the hell is that? Hey, rape? Murder? Come on, man, you gotta be kidding.
The night of the 17th. Where were you, Asher?
I told you I was home.
You live alone?
Yep.
How about the night of the 24th?
24th, yeah, I was home again.
You were supposed to be working that night.
Well, I reported in that night, but I didn't feel very good, and I went home for a couple of hours.
You go home yesterday?
Yesterday, I got in my car and I went for a drive.
Took off where?
The desert.
Alone?
Yeah, I went alone. I had things to think about, you know?
What kind of things?
Personal things.
You expect us to believe that?
Yes!
Okay, I've had it with you. Pete, book this guy in attempted rape. Turn her over to DA's.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, man. Hey, I could use a drink, you know?
Hey, you get anything?
Did Asher roll over?
Yeah, Asher rolled over. The wrong way.
What do you mean?
Well, he talked, but not about any murders. It seems he's been shacking up with this chick who happens to be married to a surgeon here. So he just didn't want to bring down any heat on them.
Confirmed?
Confirmed.
I'm gonna get some coffee. Anybody want any?
I'll take some tea.
Pep, I don't want you leaving the floor without cover.
The coffee machine's at the end of the hall.
You heard what I said, right?
Yes, boss.
Dr. Granville, please call the operator, Dr. Granville.
Oh, Mrs. King.
Yes.
May I speak with you for a second?
Oh, sure. I was just going for coffee.
Well, it's about your advertisement for the Schnauzer, the one my grandson took off the bulletin board.
Martin.
Yes, you see, he's going back to school in England next month, and the customs are very strict. They quarantine all pets for 6 months before admitting them.
Yes, I know.
Now, I don't think that'd be fair to Martin or to the animal. I thought I'd talk to him about it, but I'm afraid I would upset him. Not that he gets that way anymore. Being away has helped him enormously with his problem.
What kind of problem?
But I think that the best way to describe his problem would be to call it an emotional condition. It developed about the time that his father died of cancer.
How long ago was that, Doctor?
Oh, about 6 or 7 years ago.
Did he die here at the hospital?
Yes. And it was a doubly tragic thing. You see, Martin's mother, she was a beautiful young woman. I always thought unstable emotionally. She left, ran away with another man. Well, the boy suffered an emotional breakdown, became violent. Well, they sent him to London for psychiatric treatment.
Yeah, Joe Pete, alert all the men in the hospital to be on the lookout for the Wadsworth kid. Try to locate the grandmother. Stay with her.
Right.
Dr. Ward, 561.
The discovery of that fact should bring about a major revolution in the concept of man and the universe. But is there such a thing?
Excuse me, Mrs. Bailey. Do you know where I can find Mrs. Wadsworth?
Edith? What? She's probably helping in one of the patients' rooms. Is something the matter, Mrs. King?
Probably not.
The kid's here.
In the hospital?
The garage attendant spotted him about 10 minutes ago.
Dr. Ward, 561 West Wing. Dr. Ward.
Sound, or I'll slit your throat.
Dr. Jackson, outside call.
Now you just be real quiet, okay? Just real quiet. Now remember, be quiet.
I don't think the night watchman will mind if we use his pad. He doesn't come in till 6.
What do you want?
What do you think, tramp?
Oh!
Like music. I like music very much.
Mrs. Wadsworth,
Yes.
have you seen my wife in the last few minutes?
No, I haven't.
What about your grandson? Have you seen him?
No, why?
Stay with this police officer, Mrs. Wadsworth. I'll have to explain later.
But Mr. King...
I'll explain later.
I've been watching you for the past few days. Did he know that? Keeping an eye on you? Good little wife comes to visit her ailing husband. But all the time managing to leave the room to wander in the hallways. Eyes roving. Eyes roaming all over the place, smiling at everybody. Even smiling at me. You dig that, don't you? Turning guys on like that.
Yeah.
Well, your husband may not know it, but I do. And you want to know something else I know? I know that you're filth. And you're rotten. And I'm gonna make you pay for it.
Did you kill those women? Why, Martin? Why'd you do that?
I don't know. I don't know. My old buddy, the English shrink, would probably say I was getting back at my mother. He used to blame everything on my mother. I'm gonna be gone in a little while, Martin. But Dad's dying! Just a little while.
Hey, Bill. One of the interns just found us on the elevator and stretched and slashed.
Our nurse said she thinks she saw him on the elevator. And she said it was going up.
Pete, get some special equipment in case we need it up there.
Right.
Hey, that's a sexy beat, isn't it? You wanna dance? Come on, let's dance, okay? I said dance!
Martin, police, open up. Come on, Martin, open up. I see you back there. Martin, that's a policewoman you got back there with you. Now, don't compound your problems. Let her go. Martin.
Come on.
All right, break it up.
Get out of here! You stay off this roof or I'll slit her throat!
Okay, Martin. Okay, we'll get off the roof. But you can't escape from up here, son. I'll tell you what. You let her go, and I promise you, you won't get hurt.
No! You listen to me! Cause I got your friend! And if you don't, I'm gonna kill her!
Okay, I'm listening.
I want you to get a car for me. And I want you creeps to keep your hands off of me until I get in that car and get out of here, you understand? Because if you don't, then you're not getting your lady friend back in one piece.
You know we can't do that, Martin.
You got to or I'm gonna kill her.
No deal, son.
Yeah? Well, you ask this lady here what she thinks about that. About what her friends think about her. Huh? Huh? What do you think about that, lady, huh?
No deal.
Now, I want you to listen to me, son. Listen, we just want to help you. We don't want to have to hurt you or kill you. We just want to help you. You're sick and you need help.
Help me? Help me? How?
Okay. First, I want you to let her go, Martin. Real easy and unhurt. No! And then, Martin, I want you to drop that razor and walk over here to me. And I promise you, son, I promise you, I'll get you to a doctor or a hospital or someplace. But I'll get you someplace that's going to get you some help.
I don't want any more help!
But you need it, Martin. Now, you think about what I just said. Think about your grandmother, son. Think how she must feel knowing that you're up here doing what you're doing. I mean, you love your grandmother, don't you? Don't you?
You get that thing out of here! Get it out of here! You get it out of here! Or I'm gonna jump off this roof and I'm taking her with me! car, go!
Okay, son, we'll get it out of here. Get that chopper the hell out of here, will you? It'll take a minute, but we're getting rid of it.
Air 3, get that chopper out of here. Get it out now.
Okay, Martin, we got rid of it for you.
Now, are you gonna let me out of here? Or am I going over this roof, huh?
Pepper? Now!
You all right, kid?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hang on to this till we put in for a new Dior or Chanel or... How would you like a Balenciaga this time?
And all that good.
No jokes, please. Not now, no jokes. Thanks a lot, guys.
It's been a tough day, huh, kid?
Well, it goes with the territory.
What are you going to do to me? Hey, man, you pulled a knife on us.
Let us meet your people and we'll do a lot of business.
What is this?
We're setting it up as a pawn shop and stocking it with all the unclaimed stolen goods we can find.
About $100 for this set.
The going rate is 50. You know it, and I know it.
Oh, you look like you've had a rough day. 5 minutes in the jacuzzi and you'll feel like a new man.
Good evening, Miss Lambert.
I think she was hoping it was you who parked the car. Hey, guys, take over. We want to take a break.
Hey, gang, don't forget all these eats. I mean, real Iranian caviar. Cynthia. Oh, Cynthia. Oh, honey, I'm so glad to see you.
Well, I answered your invitation, Prudence. If I said I was going to be here, I'm certainly
Yeah, but you would be amazed that nobody has your good manners. I mean, you'd be surprised the number of people who didn't show up here.
Miss Clark, I'm afraid we're running low on champagne.
Well, that's impossible. I mean, we've got less than half the people that we expected.
It was my error. I'll pick up 2 more cases.
It better not be on the bill. You gotta watch these people. They work every ripoff in the book.
Well, Mr. Ellis is supposed to be very good. The best.
And his prices he better be. Come and have a little drink, honey. Help me drown my sorrows.
No, a little sherry.
Sherry? I'm gonna be stuck with 8 pounds of Iranian caviar. Do you know how much that is in 12-carat diamonds?
I couldn't say, never having seen 8 pounds of caviar or a 12-carat diamond.
Don't snow me, honey. Now, the way I hear it, your old man made big spending a high art. Now, he already owned most of Lambert Hills when I was starting in pictures. Base to Patrol Unit 1.
Patrol 1, over.
Have a barking dog complaint, Beckerman House. Check it out.
I'm on my way.
You guys take a break. You got 15 minutes, okay?
$16 houses, Bill. 16 past year.
Why don't you talk to the guys in burglary? You know those guys. You worked burglary when you were on the force.
Yet they're no better off than I am. I mean, this gang hits hard and it hits fast. They know when the people are out of town. They know when they're out for the evening. They only take the best stuff.
What are you doing here? Thought you took off this morning.
Tomorrow. This cop has some paperwork to clean up. The last thing I need is to have Bill come by with any old excuse to keep me from going to that seminar in San Francisco.
They're into my clients for over $1 million. Bill, I need help. I happen to like my job. Like to keep it.
Beats working out of South Central, huh? Chuck, listen, why don't you go home? Let me call you later tonight. I just might have an idea.
Yeah.
Well, Sergeant Anderson. Just the beautiful police person I was looking for.
Forget it, Bill. There is my beautiful hotel reservation. Here is my gorgeous airline ticket.
Are you suggesting that I am trying to come between you and San Francisco?
Like Fresno, Crowley.
Yes, of course. That'll be fine. Thank you very much. I've got everything arranged. You're going to spend 48 hours in Madrid. You'll have a private tour of the Prado and a visit to the Cathedral del Isidro.
Terrific. Me in a cathedral.
Oh, and a box at the bullfights.
I did a picture in Spain in '65. And those bullfighters should stick to bulls.
All right, Prudence, what is it? What's wrong?
Nothing. Everything's great. My agent called and they're casting a couple of pictures with stars who look like stars again. So, now what's your commission on the whole schmear?
That has nothing to do with anything.
Oh, now, come on, honey. You went to a lot of trouble.
Put your checkbook away.
Look, Cynthia, I've got to square myself. Now, I don't have too many friends, and I can't afford to hurt you.
Well, you will hurt me far more by writing that check. Now, what about the symphony? I can still book you for a season subscription.
Prudence Clark, the brunette bombshell. Honey, you are thinking of Audrey Hepburn.
Well, some of the oldest, most respected families in town subscribe to the Philharmonic.
Can't they sleep at home?
Oh, Prudence. The Philharmonic is a marvelous place to get to know the right people. Make new friends.
Do they have a bar? Just a little place where I can get a glass of champagne. In between symphonies, of course.
2 bars.
Hello? Oh, hi, Cynthia. Yeah, the party is still set for Thursday night, Lampert Hills.
Prudence Clark, 2634 Woodbine Lane.
Prudence Clark. That's interesting.
Our hostess of last Saturday night, the Lush.
Hey, darling, what about these fishing reels?
We're running here, pawn shop or a sporting goods store?
We'll take him. Any cameras left?
No, I took them all, Pebby.
Okay.
Excuse me, Joe.
Yeah, sure.
This is Sergeant Anderson. Investigator Royster. This is George Crossland from People's Western Insurance.
Ah.
I'm Stout.
Yeah, Stout. Pete here rented a store on the west side on Brentshire. We're setting it up as a pawn shop and stocking it with all the unclaimed stolen goods we can find.
What are you doing, Sergeant? Moonlighting?
Yeah, well, we expect to lose money, as a matter of fact. See, we're going to pay top dollar to every thief in town for every piece of stolen goods he brings in.
Yeah, it's not exactly Fisherman's Wharf, but we're going to meet a lot of interesting crooks.
Well, I hope your department's budget can stand it.
That would be nice. See, you're going to get People's Western and all the other top casualty firms to back us up.
Hey, wait a minute, Sergeant. You know, dealing in stolen goods is not exactly our line.
Isn't it? Don't you try to buy back insured items at a fraction of what you are supposed to pay out?
We're going to pay 1/3 replacement value. That way you people still save 2/3 of your costs.
This is crazy. But the economics are still there.
Yeah, I thought you'd think so. We put you down for 20%.
Who's coming up with the other 80%? Oh, I gather you expect me to deliver the rest of the companies in this area.
You talk their language.
Listen, think about it. Get back to us as soon as you can, will you? And incidentally, if anybody asks, be sure we're on your negative list.
Real no-nos.
Look, if you people ever decide to change your occupation, let me know.
Will do.
Bill, this, Lauren Davis, what if somebody checks with Paris?
We're covered. Interpol's got her under wraps.
What kind of wraps?
How about the Bastille?
That's a wrap.
A lot to remember for a lousy $50.
Asa, for $50, I expect the word to be spread all over town, especially the west side. Now remember, the lady's name is Lauren Davis.
Wow. She's here from Paris. Terrific connections. She used to ship to New York. She wants to deal in real high-class goods. For Japan. Paintings, antiques, bibelots, sculpture.
Asa, wait a minute. What's a biblo?
Bibelots. Do you like that? It's a personal touch of my own.
Just keep it simple, Asa, okay? Now, look, the lady works out of a pawn shop on Brentshire. You got that? It's Brentshire.
Brentshire.
I want it passed around fast, okay?
Right. Crowley, for the same 50, you can still have the bibelots.
I can't pay you $1 more. When can you ship it to New York?
Paul, you're undercutting the price you paid for our last shipment.
It's a new deal. The police are circulating stolen goods reports all over the East.
I have to protect myself.
We've been good to you, Ross.
Shut up. I won't have you begging from him.
Don't put on airs with me, young lady. We're both thieves.
Ellis, I want you to get everything out of here immediately.
Going out of business, Cynthia?
Going out of doing business with you, yes, Paul. Goodbye.
Well, if you change your mind.
I shan't.
How do you read me, Peter?
I read you loud and clear, Joseph. But business is slow.
Hi. See anything you want?
Can I see this?
What, this right here? You know something? You have very good taste. This is marked down from $250 to $149.50. It's a lot of money.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. I got this here terrific stereo for sale, just for you.
Really, I listened to it this morning and the sound is just beautiful. Perfect.
I was supposed to get a check, you know, but the mail's all screwed up.
Joe, stand by.
Aren't they always?
Got you.
But this here's a good set. It's, you want to know how much I paid for it?
Yeah, I know exactly how much you paid for it.
Hey, man, let's split, huh?
What's wrong? We didn't do anything wrong.
Relax. I'm hip. You boosted it. You want to fence it.
Oh, man.
We can usually get about $100 for this set.
The going rate is 50. You know it, and I know it.
You can't kill a guy for trying.
Here's 50 for the stereo and 25 for passing the word we're looking for top quality antiques and paintings.
I don't want the word being passed in the wrong places.
What do you think, we're crazy?
I think you're hypes and can't be trusted. Adios.
Well, at least it's a beginning.
Right about now, Joe should be getting the license.
It was nice of him to leave the lights on. It's not gonna stop us from doing our work. Get going.
What is this?
She's out cold.
Let's get out of here.
Shut up! Let me go! We've lost 90 seconds. Now get what we came for.
Hi, miss.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name? I forgot to ask you last time.
Donnie.
Dominic. I like that.
What's yours?
Lauren. What's this? Where'd it come from? Want to sell it, right? Okay. $15.
Put it on the necklace, please.
Layaway? Okay, pal.
Hi there.
Hello?
The word on the street is that you're doing business.
Where'd you hear that?
Like I said, on the street. It's around. But you know, one thing that isn't out on the street is you.
What's that supposed to mean?
What it means is the way you look. You know, they told me you were a blonde, but they didn't give you any credit.
Maybe that's because we only deal in cash. Ha!
Ha!
Look, if you're here to talk business,
There's business, and there's business.
You feeling a little romantic, mister?
I was just starting to tell a lady that, and there's a business transaction you might be interested in.
What kind of business?
You got a back door?
When we need it.
Well, would you need it for 5 color TV sets still in their curtains?
I'll see you in the alley.
Okay.
Business is picking up.
I'm not so sure.
That's it.
Here you go, Tommy. 5 bills.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Maybe we can help each other sometime.
I've got some heavy buyers interested in moving antiques, paintings, you know, the expensive junk.
Hey, lady, I'm into hijacking and warehouse jobs. I wouldn't know one antique from a piece of junk.
Oh, you got friends, don't you?
Doesn't everyone? I'll see you. And especially you. I'm looking forward to seeing you again.
We'll be in touch.
I think you got yourself a fan.
It's a pawn shop, isn't it?
Did you give Joe a call?
He got a message from Bill. Crooks working Lambert Hills hit again last night.
This is exquisite. Han Dynasty. And that tart used it for flowers. This Matisse was in the house when we lived there. I remember my father buying it.
Miss Lambert, the rest of us think we should lay low for a while.
I don't. This wasn't on my list.
It's solid gold.
Get rid of it. I don't know, drop it in an ocean somewhere, but get rid of it. It's engraved with her name. Do you understand, Bobby?
Nothing settled.
Look, I'll manage to dispose of the merchandise somehow. I've put a lot of money into each of your pockets. Remember that.
So then the wife says, we got the money now. Now we can live in Lambert Hills. She lays out almost $100 grand on a lot of them, antiques and things. And then these lousy bums rip me off.
Yeah, I read the police report, Mr. Bischoff. I just thought maybe there might be something you could add.
What else can I tell you? The wife suddenly got the idea the best people are in Acapulco. Acapulco? You know what that means to me? There's Ochimilco Quick Step. But that ain't bad enough.
Excuse me. You were out of the country the night you were burglarized?
Yeah, we were in bed down in sunny Mexico. You know what this lousy little trip cost me? 35 G's. 35 G's!
So the Bischoffs were in Acapulco. Prudence Clark was supposed to be at the Philharmonic. The Lavens were at the Dodger Stadium. And the Mongados were in Europe.
Something for me to check out, huh?
Might keep you off the streets.
This is a hell of a way to look when a handsome dude comes calling.
I think you look terrific, Miss Clark. I might as well tell you straight out, I'm a big fan.
Cut it out, Sergeant.
No, I mean it. I don't think you've changed since the days of Waterfront Girl.
I didn't think anybody ever saw Waterfront Girl.
I think I've seen every picture you ever made.
Thank you.
How about it? You feel like answering a few questions?
It only hurts when I breathe.
It's a nasty-looking bruise you got there. I understand you were supposed to have been at the Philharmonic last night.
Yeah. But I changed my mind at the last minute. I called my escort and told him not to bother to come by.
Could I have his name?
Well, why do you have to drag him into this? He has nothing to do with it.
I'd like to have his name, Miss Clark.
Well, Sergeant, to tell you the truth, there wasn't any escort. You see, most of the guys that I know are not really into all that long-haired stuff. And the guys that are interested in it, well, they are either after my name or I have to burp them.
Well, there must have been a few people who knew you were going to the symphony, right?
Oh, sure. My hairdresser, manicurist, at least 3 dress shops.
Okay, I get the picture. When you're feeling better, Miss Clark, why don't you try to remember all the names of the people you might have talked to? Give me a call, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you can think of something you forgot to tell the men from the burglary detail.
Well, there was something about the guy that hit me.
You said you didn't recognize him. He was wearing a mask.
Listen, I've been an actress for 15 years. Back when you didn't have to look like a freak to get a job.
Yeah, I hear Glamour's coming back.
I knew I was gonna like you, Sergeant.
Anyway.
Well, when you're an actress, you have to study people. You have to see how they move and how they carry themselves.
You had a chance for all this last night?
Well, I had about a second and a half before he dropped the Empire State Building on me. But there was something that rang a bell.
Miss Clark?
Too many birds. Using the inside of my head as a landing field.
Yeah, well, listen, if you think of anything, here's my card.
Don't call me, I'll call you. And if you're ever in this Tony neighborhood again, why don't you drop by? I make a terrific cup of instant coffee.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, friend?
Just give me back my bracelet.
Might burn your fingers.
Now listen, if I don't meet your people, we go to the cops.
Give me that bracelet.
You don't want to use that on me, friend. I told you it was going to burn your fingers.
Hey, what are you going to do to me?
Hey, man, you pulled a knife on us. I don't like that. But maybe the cops will. Now, if memory serves me correctly, I believe that's assault with a deadly weapon.
All right, I blew my cool. Look, I wasn't going to hurt anybody. I swear. Look, I'll do anything. Please.
That's an expensive bracelet. Where'd you get it?
I found it. It was lying in the street.
We're looking for expensive items like that. You think you could find any more of those on the same street?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on, man. You already got one out. Don't blow the whole ball game.
I don't know what you mean.
What I mean is that every pawn shop in town has a police list of every item stolen, including this bracelet.
You're gonna have a lot of trouble moving this stuff. Now, we're well connected and we can move merchandise fast. Let us meet your people and we'll do a lot of business.
I can't tell you that.
Can you tell us how you happened to pick this particular shop?
Word gets around.
Who sent you?
Look, a friend of a friend.
Name?
Asa Price.
Asa Price? No way, man. He's a middleman. As the lady said, it's your people we want you to introduce us to.
I told you, I can't tell you that.
Here's your wallet. Bert, what's the number of that West Side police station?
Oh, wait. All right. I'll go see him. I'll talk to him.
Good. Catch.
No pro would ever try to hawk this thing.
Then we're lucky. That means we've got a rookie trying to break into the big leagues.
You know what I could do? I could put the surveillance team on this Erdman character.
I'd rather not, Bill, just in case the kid does call. This is as close as anyone's come since they went into action.
Have you noticed how we're starting to get a pattern? Almost everybody who's been burglarized has been what you'd call a newly rich. People who've lived in the Lambert Hills area for like 3 years or less. Have you noticed that?
If the gang does call, I might have to borrow a Nisi officer. Yeah, Joe?
Hey, Bill?
Yeah?
Got an urgent message for you. Lady just phoned, said she wants to see you.
She's not again. I just left her 2 hours ago.
Well, she says she's got some new information for you, wants to see you tonight.
Thanks.
She's about as subtle as her last picture. You know, the one about the elephant stampede?
Idiot! You greedy fool! I told you to throw that bracelet away!
I'm sorry, Cynthia. I guess if it weren't for you, I'd be nowhere.
What about these people?
I don't know. They seemed anxious to make a deal.
Might be worth looking into.
But we don't know anything about them.
Maybe you can find out.
Yes, I can phone Paris.
Over here, Sergeant. Oh, you look like you've had a rough day. 5 minutes in the jacuzzi and you'll feel like a new man. And a glass of champagne won't hurt either.
Yeah, I think I'll skip the drink, thanks. Look, I was told you have some information for me, Miss Clark.
Hey, with you, it's Prue. And you're right. This isn't the right place for a drink. Hand me my towel, will you? No peeking. Let's go up to the house. I have got a dress I want to show you.
I didn't come up here to look at a dress.
Honey, I'm just lousy with clothes. I mean, I have no dress sense at all. And I really want to look chic, and you are a man of such taste.
Prudence, I'm on duty. I'm very busy. Now, you can't call me every time you need company.
Billy, I know you're on duty, but this is important. You're taking me to a party next week.
A party?
Yes. Tuesday night. And remember, when we get there, I'm the gal who brought you.
Prudence, you are a very nice lady.
Oh, I know that very nice lady stuff.
Do you know how many burglaries there have been in Lambert Hills? I mean, you're not the only one who's been ripped off. Do you have any idea how many people I got to talk to, how many people I got to interview?
Yeah, but how many of those people have seen those guys? How many can identify them?
I don't know. You tell me.
Only one, me.
Sure you can. That's what you keep teasing me. Look, I got a job, and that doesn't mean that I can run up here every time you can't find somebody to...
To what? Oh, you better watch it, honey.
Prudence, I think you are one hell of a dame. I mean that. I think you're a hell of a dame. I think you're 20 miles ahead of all those people you run with. But I'm a cop, and right now, I got a case that's killing me. I just don't have time to go to some dumb party with a bunch of dumb people that I don't want no dumb part of.
Well, that's just too bad. Because you can go right back and tell that boss of yours that you were so busy protecting that lily-white body that you missed the chance to see the guy who slugged me.
Prudence, did you remember something? I mean, have you got a name for me?
Now all of a sudden you're interested.
Sure, I'm interested. Look, I blow off. I'm sorry. I blow off steam. I'm a direct guy. Say what I think. Let's start over. You got some information for me?
Yes.
You want to lay it on me, please?
Look, I've seen him before. He was at my house the night of the party.
The guy who slugged you?
Yeah, but don't ask me who the people were who were here, because half of them I've never seen before. But they'll all be there next week.
At this party?
At this party.
Okay, you just got yourself a date. Now, you want to go in the house? I'll take a look at that dress.
Boy, they sure are pretty, you know?
Donnie, that's a very expensive set. Maybe you'd like to have something else.
I thought you liked them.
I do. They're very beautiful, but...
Here, let me see how they look.
Okay.
Lauren, you got the prettiest ears.
Thank you, Donnie. Another $50, and the set'll be yours.
They're for you.
Pete?
What's that?
It's an invitation to an art exhibit.
Right on schedule.
You like it?
I'm not sure, but it's good. You see, I don't know what I like, but I know what's good.
You sound like you might be a dealer.
Not strictly in oils and sculpture.
Any other works of art?
Not strictly those either. Although I am interested in acquiring a Matisse pencil sketch, 22 inches by 18, a Durant charcoal, a Mitchell Johns.
You have very Catholic taste.
My customers do. As a matter of fact, I can move practically any antique. Porcelain, silver.
Do you know good porcelain?
If I could lay my hands on a Han Dynasty bowl, blue flowers, circumference 6 inches, I would be willing to pay $2,500.
That's very generous. Friends in Paris tell me the Lauren Davis they know has always been fair.
They tell you anything else?
Just that Lauren has dropped out of sight for the past few weeks.
Time to move on. Are you in the business?
One might say I'm a collector.
I'd like very much to see your collection sometime.
You shall, Miss Davis. You shall very soon.
It's hard to get down. Cynthia Lambert, one of the old line families in the city. Her father built Lambert Hill.
Yeah, well, we checked. Practically everybody who was ripped off either made travel arrangements or ticket reservations for that particular night through her travel agency. And don't think she's doing it just for kicks. Her old man died broke. Tell him, Joe.
Yeah, he blew every cent he had in a big resort development in the desert.
Well, this past year, little Cynthia's been making up for it.
Your pawn shop has really paid off for us. We've passed along 19 suspects to burglary, and Tommy Court's going to be picked up when he meets Pete. But the one I really want...
You don't have to spell it out.
You weren't supposed to bring anybody else.
Mr. Tanaka is going to take everything you people have. Ready?
I don't know.
I do.
You bring a truck?
Did I bring a truck?
Tanaka's a big importer in Tokyo. His customers are screaming for everything you have here. You've seen everything, Mr. Tanaka?
It's so. I take you set the price.
You heard, Miss Lambert.
Yes, I have a list of prices right
Just
here.
give me the bottom line.
How delightful. The bottom line, as you put it, let's see, should be about $100,000. But for what's here, $40,000.
Bert, start loading the truck.
Miss Davis, you realize...
Oh, I understand, yes. All our transactions are to be cash. Now, how soon will you be able to show me some more merchandise? And I mean really good stuff.
Well, maybe you would like to make the selection yourself. You seem to know Mr. Tanaka's tastes.
I'd like that.
Then we'll set it up for next Tuesday evening, and I'll contact you. And wear something dressy.
Thank you. I want to thank you, Gene. You were great.
Sure. More fun than working juvenile. Say, where's Pete gonna take all my goodies?
Police property room.
I should have brought my own car. This thing drives like a truck.
No class, honey. Anyway, who ever heard of a police car with a built-in bar? In case I didn't mention it, I like your car.
You didn't.
Thank you, Clyde.
For what?
Your continuing compliments about my new dress.
It's real red.
Quite all right, Miss Davis. Any friend of Cynthia's is always welcome.
Thank you. Everyone in the world must be here tonight.
Well, everyone in our world, at least. Except the Bergs. They flew to New York.
Yes, I know. I booked their flight. Of course.
So, how is Portofino this year?
Wonderful. You really must come next year.
Yeah, I'm really gonna try.
Excuse me.
Nice meeting you. Good girl. See your friend anywhere?
Not yet, but I'm looking.
Is it always like this?
Charming, aren't they? In their funny clothes and their loud voices, small talk.
I'd like another drink. Could I get you one?
No, thank you.
A vodka martini, please.
Why don't I freshen that fire?
Good idea. And this time, make it champagne.
Gonna change your luck, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a glass of champagne, please, and Scotch mist.
Got a nice tie.
Thank you. Let me try.
Nice party, too.
I just got here, actually. I don't know anybody here.
You alone?
No, I'm with the lady in red. All the fellas go for the lady in red.
Sorry she's so ugly.
Well, you get used to it. Thank you. I checked your Fargo out before I picked up Prudence. You're coming through nice and clear.
Good.
I got 3 units on station. Joe and Peter across the street.
Try to have a good time.
I'm gonna try.
It was a terrific party. Oh, excuse me. Come with me.
Here you go.
Who's the girl?
What girl?
Don't play dumb with me, Crowley. The classy little blonde in the black pantsuit.
Oh, that girl.
I may be high, but I'm not completely blind.
She's an acquaintance of mine.
You never told me you were in Vice.
Put this on.
How clever. Using a catering truck to get us to the other house.
Pete, I can't hear a thing.
You made the flight reservations, right? That's how you knew they'd be out of town. This operation, it must take in a lot of bread.
Money, illness. My father never built this town for people like the Bergs. There was a time when...
Did you say Bergs?
That's what it sounds like.
You better check it out.
All they think now is it takes money. I could smash them all!
This is 12Y50. this on.
And these two.
Would you believe my husband paid $28,000 for that car? $28,000. Why, that's the price of two ordinary cars. And yet, every time I park it, I can't start it. Park, no start. Park, no start. It's maddening.
Bill, it was the parking attendant. The blonde parking attendant.
Of course, it makes sense. Hey, stay here. Just stay here.
Light me. How do you feel about jacuzzis?
What do you hear from Pep?
She mentioned a family called the Bergs, but there's 7 of them, Bill.
Yeah, we've been trying to find out which one of them's been out of town.
Try him again.
Okay.
You people move fast. Is Ellis an electronics expert?
You're not here to ask questions. You came to make your own selection.
I don't have to see any more to question your taste.
The truck is loaded except for that box.
I deliberately left something of tremendous value. Now you pick it out.
Hey, what is this? I've given you an awful lot of money.
Pick it out. I'll give you a little help. It's in that cabinet. That's a good choice, Staffordshire. But that's not it. It's a fake. I knew it, Rafe. She's with the police. They've heard everything.
Police, freeze! Okay! Hold her up. Put your hands up against the wall, back.
Bill! Ellis got out the back door.
Freeze!
Halloween's over, buddy. You have the right to remain silent. If you give up that right, you read it yourself.
Well, we got the whole Lambert Hills gang under indictment. Tommy Court is copying a plea, and now they're rounding up the rest of your customers.
Great.
And the chief is very happy.
That's fantastic.
Now, what should we do with these?
Oh, Donnie's stuff.
All right, hand it all over. I want it all back. And don't give me any trouble or I call the cops. Donnie's told me everything. This is where he brought my stuff and I want it back now.
Are you this kid's father?
That's right. And I have a list.
Clock, radio, toolbox, camera, wristwatch, it's all there.
We'll need a receipt, of course. You think you're getting off easy, pal. No son of mine.
I wouldn't be too hard on him.
Look, please, miss, just keep out of this.
Listen, friend. You see, we're police officers. Now, we're glad you showed up. Otherwise, we'd have had to track you down.
Donnie brought this stuff in to put this on layaway. He was buying that for his mother.
Listen, the next time you get an idea like that, talk it over with me. You might find you have a partner, okay?
Okay.
Well, at least you got good taste. Thanks.
Bye, darling.
There were over 200 of these alone. Feds want to talk to you.
You sell me to them? Killing a cop? But if she's blown away, they'll take delivery. But a dead cop, they'll have bloodhounds on our trail before her body's cold.
See what I mean? They go in, but sometimes they don't come out.
Well, they've all come out today.
Except for that Lincoln yesterday, the gold one, and the one you say you dumped on him, Charlie.
I did dump it here.
Yeah, well, I don't see it, Charlie. And if it were here, I'd see it, right?
Look, Riley, it's already been cut apart. You see, they pulled the part they want, and they pressed the rest of it. Front end, transmission, doors, and fenders, okay?
Calm down, Charlie.
Yeah, but what is he busting my chops for? I ain't no snitch.
Not a good one, that's for sure.
Riley, what do you want from me? Love and trust? You got me on a bad rap, man. This is my third grand theft auto, and I'm over 40 years old. If I go away on a long one now, I'll be a piece of meat when I come out.
You wanted the deal, and you got one. If you don't like the way my partner talks, that's too bad. This may be a first for you, but we're used to dealing like this all the time, and we don't like it either. Now, who owns this place?
Who knows? I drive one in, and Simmons hands me cash, and I call a cab from a block away.
Well, I think we got enough for a search warrant. What do you think, Bill?
Well, if we don't, he goes away, not me.
Okay, I'll apply for it. We can hit it tonight.
Thanks, Sergeant.
You sure wake up mean on Tuesdays.
All right, Buck, let's go. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Cut the light.
All right, you guys stay here and keep the place secure. Let's go.
What's going on here? This is private property. You got no business here. Nobody called
We
you.
have a search warrant. This is a stolen car.
When did you guys start getting secretaries?
Hey, Bill, it's got a lock on it. You want us to kick it in?
You got a key for that door?
I'm only a watchman here. I don't have keys for nothing.
Kick it in, Joe.
Okay, Peter.
Wonder what's in here.
I'm only the secretary. Ask the watchman.
Stand back.
Here,
I must be getting old or something.
try these.
Hey, you want to look at this?
What do you got?
Look, I don't know anything about this stuff. I've never been in here before.
There were over 200 of these alone. We were up all night making out the property vouchers.
When did you inform the feds?
This morning, after we inventoried. Ever try to reach one of them in the middle of the night?
I don't have to anymore. You do. You know, some of them are pretty annoyed that the papers got it before they did.
Captain, let me tell you something now. We didn't inform the papers. They picked up some radio calls for the truck and stuck their noses in it the way they always do.
Okay. Now you explain it to them.
Now?
Now. Fellas, Agents Bishop and Turner, Sergeants Crowley and Anderson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Who's in charge of the case?
I am. Sergeant Anderson here obtained the warrant.
I see. You know, of course, the guns are a federal case.
Oh, yeah, we know. We tried to reach you in the middle of the night.
How'd you happen to get involved in the first place? I mean, it should have been turned over to us.
Well, we didn't get involved. We just opened the door, and there they were. I mean, it's luck that we found them at all.
Well, your good luck seems to have slightly embarrassed us. Have you seen the headlines?
We figured on reading the papers with breakfast. We haven't had that yet either.
I'll need your files in the case, of course.
You're welcome to them.
And the identity of your informant. We stopped at court to check your application for the warrant. You didn't name him.
No, I didn't.
You have to name him. You know that.
Wait a minute. Her informant didn't know anything about the guns. He thought he was setting up a stolen car ring. I mean, there's no reason for her to give them to you guys.
As her superior, Captain, I would suggest that you issue an order.
Oh, I didn't hear anyone say they wouldn't cooperate, just that they won't divulge the name of their informant. Since when have you people been giving yours away?
It's our case, Captain.
And it's our informant. Look, I'll ask him whatever you want asked, but it goes through me.
Sergeant, I think you're being unreasonable. I mean, we can force his disclosure.
And you'll lose any cooperation from us. That includes Sergeant Anderson and me.
Well, then I have to deal with your superiors.
You know, we seem to be forgetting what this case is all about. We're supposed to be after a gun-running operation. We'll work with you or alone, but not for you.
Captain, if I can have a few words with you in private.
Mm-hmm. Here, gentlemen, feel free to use my office.
Thank you.
The files are locked.
We want to talk to you.
What are you doing here?
We're having breakfast.
You read the papers?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. See, I thought I gave up a car thing. If I knew there was guns there, I'd shut my mouth and took my rap.
The feds want to talk to you.
You sell me to them? Once they get you, they never let go. You told me you would keep me covered. You said this was a one-shot deal, and I delivered.
Charlie, relax, will you? She didn't say it to anybody.
Yeah, but is she gonna?
I won't. But you've got to talk to me. Now, through me, if they get what they need, they may not even want you, okay?
Yeah, but I told you everything I know.
Charlie, if you didn't know more, you wouldn't be scared.
Well, I know a few names.
Just give us everything you got, Charlie. Let's start with the names.
Well, there was a Jim Nolan. And there was a Grebs. I don't know him any other way. But they own a travel agency over on Benicia.
There it is, Bonanza Travel Agency.
Yep.
The city record shows it in Wildwood, room 208.
What are you going to do if they're up there?
Bet your lunch they're not. Come in. Try the round ones, they're great. Then maybe you won't be so cranky later on.
What do you mean later on? I just need some sleep.
So do I. Oh, I want you to do me a favor, okay? It's easy. It's on your way home.
Why couldn't you have just tried to set me up a little bit? Turn on the charm, promise me your body or something?
Eat. Now, if you would stop by the city hall and check the corporate records again, it would save us a lot of time tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. And what are you going to do?
Have a pastrami sandwich for dessert.
If your heart was as tender as your pastrami, you'd tell me what I want to know.
I sell only the best. Meat, I know. Ask me about meat, I'll tell you anything.
I'm asking about guns. You were buying everything in sight once and getting them out of the country, too.
I was young then. That was 30 years ago. We were fighting a war and we had no guns. When we won, I never had anything to do with guns again.
How do I find these dealers? Who are the big boys in it now?
Pepper, behave yourself. I was running guns for my people. They gave me a medal. I saw a country born. Here I got no medal. I got 2 years in the federal prison. It's over. Now I sell heartburn.
Ever hear of a Grebs or a Nolan?
Sweetheart, please. I know you from before you knew the difference between boys and girls. Have a celery tonic. Find a husband. Forget this business. This ain't just cops and robbers. There's usually countries involved. These people play for serious.
Hey, I'm going to find out. You're just going to be able to save me a lot of time. It's very important to me.
Have a celery tonic.
I want names, information.
What's the use? Nolan, I never heard of. Grebs, you got the name right. He was around when I was a big supplier even then. Today, I guess he could own his own war if he wanted to.
He's like a shadow. He can't be found.
I'll tell you this. Your shadow knows guns. He loves them.
How many of these are available?
Government's selling $2,050 a pop.
Buy with the Texas company and sell them across the border for starters. Only on paper. And show a 10% profit on the books.
Where do you want them to go?
San Diego, one of the warehouses. They have to be shipped to make up for that junkyard business. Did you find out who set us up yet?
We're looking around.
Well, you find them and lose them. I don't like to see any part of my business in the headlines. It brings attention and then comes trouble. How's the watchman holding out?
Says nothing without our lawyer around. He's doing fine.
He's sure he'll live longer. Now, you find that stool pigeon and buy the cop if you have to.
Yeah, the cop's a chick.
Who cares? But find that snitch and take care of him.
Yeah.
Well, good morning, my darling. It's that time again. It's Pete. I'm sorry to wake you up, but it's tomorrow already.
Oh, no. You're lying. It's too soon, and it's still dark out.
I know that, but we got a problem either way. Your secret gun informant is no secret anymore.
How, Pete? What happened?
Well, the feds got a hold of him somehow or other. They're up at his apartment, and he got word from his landlady. And he's really scared, Pep, and he wants to talk with you right away. He said that you would know where. Joe's on his way to pick you up right now.
Over there, Joe, the Ford. Charlie. Could have dealt with him through me, and instead you found him and killed him.
That's a pretty dumb accusation for a pro, Sergeant Anderson. You left a traffic sign on the court records. We checked your cases. We came up with an obvious cop-out. It fit in. We went to question Witt.
And left an even bigger sign for every street punk that Witt was an informant. How long did you think he'd live after that? 1 hour or 2?
If you'd turned him over to us immediately, and we could have kept him safe.
Until you were finished using him and then cut him loose, and they'd have dusted him anyway. Now how much information are you going to get out of him?
As much as he told you, Sergeant.
Which is nothing. He gave me a few names, which I'm checking out.
What are they?
I'm involved in this up to my neck. If you want any information, we're going to have to trade.
Sergeant, I don't trade information.
And I don't work for you.
Now, you just might, before we're done.
You're late.
I was at the Federal Building. Charlie Witt's dead.
Yeah, I know. I got the word. I got Pete and Joe at Homicide to see what they can turn up. I don't like it any more than you do. Here, look at this. Now, we started out with 2 names. Now, we got a dozen corporations and over 30 names. I could keep going. I just ran out of time. And all these are right here in town. Who knows how many there are in other states?
The feds would know.
Then let's give them this and let them handle it.
The way they handled Witt?
It's their thing, Pep. Let's give it to them.
Since when are you their biggest fan? You've been known to beef about them.
Yeah, when they butt into our cases, sure. But now we're butting into theirs. You're gonna have to give it to them, Pep. I'm serious. This is an official telephone message. You're to appear before a hearing of a federal task force investigating arms suppliers. Right now, they got a subpoena on the way to the commissioner's office for you.
They sure know how to throw their weight around.
Yeah? What are you doing, calling your lawyer?
My hairdresser. And then a friend of mine on the newspaper. They want a show, I'll give it to them.
Sergeant, one question. Did you give this story to the papers?
Oh, I read that this morning. I wondered how they got it, too. Maybe you could put some pressure on them, Mr. Bishop.
As we're gonna publicize it, I just didn't know.
Oh, feds, nothing. That bust in the junkyard was a city job. They were looking for cars. Fink was a cop, Fink. Pair of pantyhose with the badges making all these waves.
Well, she's a cop. Can't do nothing about her.
Look, you send a couple of your people over to listen to the hearings. Tape it if you can. It's only on for an hour every day on television. Use them, too. At least they look human.
How about you? You be around just in case?
I'm flying to Dallas. I'll be back in 3 days.
What's in Dallas?
Tanks. I've already got them sold. Now I got to buy some. Now you handle your end. You hear?
To continue, Sergeant Anderson. In your experience with gun shipments, did you ever happen upon a cache like this before?
Mr. Hayes, I have no experience with gun running. This is the first time I've ever come across any major arms supplier.
The information I have been provided with informs me that you are now investigating one such case. A case that apparently is not under your jurisdiction, and that you are not providing information to the proper authorities. Is that true?
Are you asking me to admit to a crime, Counselor? I mean, surely you must know that you have to inform me of my rights first. That, too, is a federal decision.
Perhaps the question was misunderstood. Let me rephrase it. This panel would appreciate any information that you could offer.
I understand that, sir, but this is an open hearing, and so I would prefer to withhold...
Unless you're planning to take the Fifth Amendment, I insist that you proceed. We are fully aware that this is an open hearing, but that's exactly our purpose.
All right, sir. It appears that the gun dealers use a cushion of corporations that are in joint ownership and intertwined with each other and subsidiary companies. I found it to start with the Bonanza Travel Agency. The corporate officers are listed as a Nolan, Sanderson, and Phillips. Nolan is reputed to be in partnership with, or to be a main figure, in an operation headed by a man named Grebs. This man is not identified yet. There may be some available information by the Alcohol Tobacco Tax Agency, the ATTA, but federal information is not made available to local law enforcement, as you know.
I think we shall adjourn for a couple of hours, hold a meeting in chambers. Gentlemen?
Yes, sir. Some of the information is in our files, but it's speculative and has not been confirmed.
But it is in your files.
Some of it, sir, yes.
The purpose of this panel is to hear the information and decide what is relevant. We decide, not you.
Mr. Chairman, I don't believe I could get authorization.
Then we will have to adjourn until you do.
No, we have a witness to continue with. I want everything you know put into the record, Sergeant Anderson. Let's get this pot boiling. You'll testify while we have the TV coverage.
Hey, Bishop. It's getting a little out of hand in there, don't you think?
Yeah, and there was no reason for it. Look, if you're concerned about her safety, she just did it to herself in that hearing
Her
room.
responsibility, and we can handle that.
Well, good. If you're not sure, we can always put her under federal witness protection.
That'd be the day when one of our people asks your people for protection.
Not here, you understand? No flight plan. Not on any manifest. Took off from our own airfield in Texas. I'll be back before morning. Is that clear?
Yeah, you're coming back on a commercial flight in 2 days. I understand that, but that's not what I'm worried about.
He'll drop you off downtown, and when you get set, contact him. He'll be expecting your call. I'll be back by Thursday. By that time, the job should be done.
Killing a cop?
Look, that decision has been made. We got too much iron in the fire. Over 6 million with our South American customers alone. Now, if she keeps talking, they'll pull out. But if she's blown away, they'll take delivery.
Yeah, but a dead cop. They'll have bloodhounds on our trail before her body's cold.
Let 'em. In 1 week, all our deliveries will be made. Then we'll be gone. No trail, no problems. And a year from now, we'll be back in business. Come on, your man's waiting. And put Waldron on him to identify her.
Well, who's covering her now?
I got a team from Metro hanging a loose tail on her. I promised them I'd keep her busy working so they could keep an eye on her.
Keep an eye on whom?
Nothing, I'm just telling them a joke.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
It's dirty.
You have to write it down to understand it? Hang a loose tail on me. Well, if they follow me to the John, I'll flush them.
Well, one thing I cannot stand is family squabbles.
Yes.
Where are you going?
Got a singing lesson.
Bye. Okay, now for the good news. Word's down from the commissioner's office. We got to keep hands off anything to do with the arms case.
Fine with me. Of course, they didn't say anything about murder cases, did they?
You know, it's absolutely amazing the way you're starting to think like the old master. Come on, they're waiting for us in homicide.
Here you are.
Thank you.
You were really lucky. They could have taken your head off. Such a nice head.
Yeah, you mean it's still there?
Frank, did you make a comparison to the bullet that you took out of Witt's body?
I anticipated that. You're okay.
You mean it compares?
This gun that shot at you also killed Whit.
Do the feds know that?
Not yet.
So, there were 2 slugs in the guy that was killed last night. One was yours, but the other was a 9mm steel jacketed job. It tore a 2-inch hole right in the concrete.
Why would he want to do in his own partner?
Orders. Sure, you go down, you go out. Pro could do that. An outside hitman with no personal feelings about the people he's working with. No loose ends.
It's good enough.
Well, looks like we're not the only ones sightseeing today.
Morning. I'm glad to see you came through last night intact.
Not completely.
Listen, maybe we better get back to the office. What do you say?
You've got what you wanted. You've got your exclusive on the gun case. Why'd you pull all the records on this one? I'm just a cop who got shot at. It happens all the time to cops.
Cop or not, you're a federal witness under subpoena. You belong to us.
This dead guy, Waldron here, just how does he fit into this thing?
Cleared this morning. We believe he ties in with the gun operation.
How?
We've come across Waldron's name before.
With Grebs?
I can't give you any more information.
You want it all, don't you? Don't forget to take the chalk marks.
Listen, before you say anything, let me tell you about Pepper. She's a hell of a cop. She gets a little headstrong, but it's usually for the right reasons. Bishop, there's nothing in the world that's going to keep her off this case. She's already taken care of that with the committee. I mean, she set herself up.
Yeah.
But after it's all over with, it doesn't make any difference whether you love us or we love you. Just so long as we've all done the job and hopefully saved her life.
That's exactly what I came here this morning to say to both of you, but she didn't give me a chance.
Yeah, well, I never said she fights fair. Hey, there's just one other thing. Thanks for adding your protection. I just wouldn't let her know.
Well, what's the expression? Stonewall it.
Waldron. Here it is. He shows on one of the companies.
That's no surprise. Bishop made that connection for you.
Bishop didn't connect me to a damn thing.
Okay. What's the company?
A beauty parlor.
It's about time you had your hair done, isn't it?
That feels great. No wonder the men have taken over all these businesses for themselves.
We don't get that many. Few regulars.
Yeah, all I see is women in here. The men who are getting their hair done all the time. I mean, take my boyfriend.
Yours?
Well,
The only men we get around here are the owner and a few of his friends. There's no off-the-street business.
It's me. Can you stay where you are? I'll be right over. We got new trouble. She was sitting in front of me. You sure it was her? She doesn't look like just any chick I saw on TV. It was her. What kind of stuff did Waldron have in there?
I don't know.
He was your partner, your brother-in-law. What do you mean you don't know?
I want her.
You're not needed for that, I told you.
I want her. You let Mike go out with that guy?
He doesn't exist! You hear me?
I hear you. But I want to go out with him.
Look, we needed Waldron to point her out. That's all. Now he's attached to her. Do you understand?
Yeah.
What did you guys keep in the beauty parlor?
Could be anything. But no guns.
You idiots. Don't you understand anything? Those banana Napoleons are sitting back there waiting to see how we handle things before they agree to take delivery. Look, so Waldron left your sister a widow with 3 kids.
But if we can complete delivery, have you any idea what her share will be? It'll be $200,000. Show me the bookkeeping on the Texas deal.
I'm gonna get her. Right.
Yeah, okay, right. Pepper.
Just never mind the stories. You get to take me home.
Well, good. That saves me an argument. But the boss would like to see you right away, Billy.
Bishop again. I'll go in with you.
He didn't say we, he said me. He just wants to yell a little. He's got it right. I tell you what, you can have the next one. See you in the morning. Go home.
How come you need so many groceries?
I'm on a new diet.
Look, I know this great restaurant. Artichoke stuffed with oysters?
Joe! 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 What? Oh, my God. Oh.
Pep, they said he's going to be okay. They said the bullet went in and out clean, honey.
Sure, well, I've heard that before. I gotta see for myself. How is he, Pete?
I don't know. They got him so heavily medicated. Seems to be coming out of it a little bit.
Did you talk to him? Did he say anything?
Nurse told me I had a split.
Why don't you go home and get some rest? I'll stick around.
I thought I'd stay around myself a little bit.
A cup of coffee?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Come on. We'll be back. Come on.
See you, Pep.
Is that more comfortable? You can't come in here yet.
Is he awake?
Oh, not completely. You'll have to leave.
The doctor said I could wait here. I'm his wife.
I'll check.
I'm sorry, Pep. We lost a baby.
You're young. You'll have more.
Not tonight. Where's Pete?
He's having some more coffee with Bill. I think he's gonna float away. He's pretty worried. Are you all right?
I've been shot. And I'm still hungry.
I told you to duck.
I didn't hear you.
You were lying down at the time. I don't know what to say, Joe. I'm so sorry.
What are you sorry about? You didn't shoot me.
I might as well have. It's all part of my case, the one I'm not even supposed to be on. It's a federal case. Why am I so stubborn? I should have butted out of there a long time ago, and then none of this would have happened.
Now look, I'm the one in bed. You should be feeling sorry for me, not yourself.
I'm sorry again. I mean, I'm sorry for you.
Pepper. I never figured to come out of the job without an extra hole in me. So I got it. And if it were the other way around, you would take the bullet for me. So you shut up here.
I guess I've been told off.
Of course, I was outstandingly brave. And I doubt if Pete or Bill could ever do that.
Look at that chick. Looks almost like she could lead a normal life.
She can't. It would bore her to death.
At least it would be her own death.
Honey, bring me another one of these, will you? I tell you, maybe you better bring her a warm glass of milk. She's going through her second childhood.
Crowley, I am fully aware that I have us all in the jackpot because I felt the feds were putting me down. I don't mind a little pressure, and I don't even mind that you have to take a dressing down for me, but I almost got Joe killed.
Pap, you almost got yourself killed, too. I mean, look, you made a choice, so did Joe. The rest of it's the rules of the game, honey.
You got a dime?
Yeah, I got a dime. What do you want a dime for?
Change the rules of the game.
Who you calling?
Tom Richards.
Why are you calling the papers? Have you got enough publicity lately?
Look, they're after me already. Might as well light a little fire under them, okay? The police desk, please. Yeah, Tom Richards. This is Pepper Anderson. I'm fine. Now, just listen for a minute, and I can give you a story that can break in the morning edition, and it's a beauty. You can be doing both of us a favor. Monday, I'll be testifying at the federal hearing, and I'll have enough names and information I'll have enough names and information to tie up one of the biggest gun running operations in the country.
Read this.
Well, she's done it. She's pinned the target right on her own. To get her there, I wouldn't mind that a bit. Not one bit.
We don't know for sure if she's got anything or if she's grandstanding.
The people we're dealing with don't know that either.
Well, if the feds don't have us, she can't, right?
What difference does it make? She's got the junkyard stash. She's messed up the beauty parlor for a meet. Yeah? Hold on. Wait in the other room. Well, go on. What?
You said take her when she's alone. She's never alone.
I can't wait. Take her even if the army's surrounding her.
That'll double your nut with me.
But it's got to be before she talks to that committee again.
Anything you say. It's a deal.
It's a deal.
Leave the money tonight. You know where.
I know where.
After I hang up, you won't hear from me again. Anything else?
You do your job. We'll make a hero out of her.
Check all the neighborhoods and see what you can find. Excuse me a minute. Now, before you say anything, you were right. We found some books that don't match with a hairdresser's income, and some very interesting phone bills.
Where do they check out to?
That's what Turner's going to find out. Even takes us a couple of hours.
Does Greb show up on anything?
We'll have to wait on Turner.
Well, check these out against what you got.
Does this make us partners?
I wouldn't press my luck. You don't know when you're well off.
If you have another raid, we want in on it.
Now, look, the reason for all of this is to keep you safe, not make you available.
I have more information I'm working on.
I'd give in, Bishop. She's not going to.
Who took it? The feds or the cops?
Well, the guy who answered the phone at the beauty shop thought it was just the cops, but he wouldn't know the difference.
Morgan or Wardrobe left any of that incriminating stuff in the beauty parlor, they're out. And if our lady friend talks before the committee with any of the stuff in that beauty parlor, their cut will be what they deserve. Nothing! Well, don't stand there like a dummy. Give me a hand. But wait a minute. Buzz my driver's room. We're gonna use your car.
Willie, just a second.
Willie, you know the routine. Stay in the hotel, take care of all the phone calls. I'll be in touch with you later. Right. Well, let him hit us now for all the good it's gonna do him. Come on.
All right. Move him out.
You're lying! You killed him yourself!
Here's the ballistics report. Look at it. There were 2 bullets in Waldron's body. The one that killed him wasn't mine.
You're a liar.
It could only have been a pro, Morgan. That's the way they work. You've been around, you know that. Grebs brought in a pro. He was with your brother-in-law. But he gave him the kiss-off, and Sergeant Anderson brought him down with her shot. You help us get Grebs, and we'll get the pro.
We're gonna get Grebs one way or another. You help us. You tell us where we can find him.
I cop out to you, the feds will put me away for life.
What if we get you a deal with the feds?
No, you can't pull that stuff. They don't deal with local cops.
But what if we could?
I deal.
I want Grebs. We'll deal. Better leave it. Get him out of here. Bring in Morgan. We almost had Grebs in Chicago once. He pulled the same stunt then. He'll check in by phone.
My phone, huh? All right, Morgan, get over here. That's her station. Now, let's see you deliver.
Get it right, or you lose all the way around.
Hello.
Who is this? Morgan? What the hell are you doing there?
The cops took the penthouse. So I called Willie and came up here. We want to know what to do.
Where's Willie?
We went down to get some food. We didn't know how long we were going to be here, and he was hungry.
Yeah, that creep's always hungry.
Yeah, him and his enchiladas. What are we going to do? I just don't want to stay around this town. The cops are right in our tail. Well, couldn't we all just talk it over? Where are you guys?
We're at the junkyard. Just hang there until I find out what the man wants to do.
You stupid.
Well, what is the problem? It was just Morgan.
Just Morgan, huh? How did he know to go to the hotel? It was you I told, not him.
Well, I just wasn't thinking fast enough.
No, you weren't.
12847, 12040, request an additional unit at the northeast section of the yard.
12847, roger. Show me en route, verified, 5th and Olive.
Drop. Bishop, take him out that side.
Come on.
All right, get up. Let's move it. Move it. Come on. I got it. All right, spread.
All units. All units.
Go ahead.
Man with a gun.
Staying on top of them, I had to do the same thing.
Move it over. Hey, Liddy.
Hi, Bishop.
Fine.
You don't care who you drink with, do you?
Ah,
He's fine.
lady, don't you ever forgive?
As a matter of fact, you know, this old boy here kind of saved your life, didn't he?
Uh-huh. Sure did.
Well, I think you two ought to kiss and make up.
I'll drink to that.
That's right, I suggested that.
Hi, if you do, you'd be deader than that beef that's in the truck. You couldn't hit the side of a barn without...
Come, ready? Come on.
I already bought a load of beef from them. And quite frankly, the price was right.
So right that it might have been stolen?
So right that with these people, you don't ask questions.
You don't want to cooperate with us, do you?
Police officers, get him up there where I can see him. Come on, let's go. Get him up.
Hey, come on.
Good evening, Mr. Markham. You remember me, don't you?
Thorne, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
How did you get in here?
Your back door was unlocked.
No, it wasn't.
There's no need for us to argue, Mr. M. This is just a visit.
If you've come to collect, you're wasting your time. I told your boss yesterday. I can't even meet the interest payment this month.
Business is lousy, huh?
Terrible. Take a look yourself.
No need to do that. I'm the bearer of good news.
I'm not borrowing any more money. Not from you people.
Who from, then? Let me ask you a question. What's your most expensive item after help?
Beef.
Figure 2,000, 3,000 pounds of beef per month, right?
That's close enough. Why?
Well, I told you I had good news. We can arrange for you to buy all the beef you want. At $1 a pound.
Come on, man, that's impossible.
Nothing's impossible. Think about it, Mr. Markham.
Where's this beef coming from?
From my people. Where else? We have many interests, Mr. M. You know that.
Well, it's a proposition worth considering. I've got to admit that.
Good. You figure out how much beef you can use, then you give me a call. Figure 3 or 4 days for delivery. Right, Mr. M? Nice talking to you, Mr. M.
Ellen, is the commissioner still awake? This is Al Markham. Thank you. Stewart, I'm sorry to bother you at home and at this hour, but this is important. I've just been offered some stolen beef. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, certainly it can wait until you get to your office. I'll see you then.
Hey, look, Al Marham's car is still in the parking lot. Come on, we better check it out.
Come on, Pepper, you've been in there before.
Too many times. But Al Markham, one of the nicest people anybody could ever meet.
Yes, he was.
Decent, honest.
Well, as far as we know, he was honest, yeah. Pepper, that was an execution in there. That was no hit and run. That was no accident.
He's closed down twice in the past 3 years. Everybody knows he was, had heavy financial problems, but don't you think he might have tried to save it with a big loan?
He could have gotten mixed up with a loan shark, sure. But I tell you something, Al had a lot of assets. I think they would have made a strong effort to collect before they'd have killed him. I mean, they just don't work that way. No, there's more to it than that.
Yeah. It's got to be the stolen beef.
Well, you can interview the commissioner, and I want a verbatim report on the content of Markham's telephone call. A couple of bank loans he was making payments on. A lot of red ink. I tell you, if he was in debt to anybody else, he sure didn't write it down anyplace. What about you, Pete? Did you find anything in last year's stuff?
Well, I don't need to be an accountant to figure this one out. What comes in here goes out here.
Well, this is interesting. The phone's not working.
Hi, Phyllis.
Hi. Ray? How are you?
Okay, I guess.
I'm sorry about Al.
He was a good man. The best. Took me right out of college and gave me my first break.
How's his wife doing?
She's in pretty bad shape. Can't quite believe it. But she was not involved in the business, Bill.
I've already told Pepper that if Al had any mob connections, I didn't know about them.
I've been going through those books, Ray. Business wasn't good.
Don't I know? Had to lay people off, close a few of the restaurants for lunch, things like that. But we've had bad times before. It's always come through.
Who's going to be in charge, you?
Mrs. Markham asked me to take over. For the time being, at least. I'll do the best I can. Look, if there's nothing else, I've got quite a lot to do. Funeral arrangements and telephoning relatives.
Sure, go ahead. Listen, if we got any questions, we'll get in touch. We'll phone you.
I want you to. Be in touch.
Thanks, Ray. Nothing?
Not yet.
Take a look at this.
What do you got, Joe?
Wire got hooked over the cradle, wouldn't release it.
A bug?
Yeah. This wouldn't be the work of the feds. I'd use a lease line. No, this looks more like something a private investigator would do.
Yeah, but who would have hired him?
Well, whoever was monitoring this thing sure knew about the phone call to the commissioner.
Slide it over.
Hey.
I see you all met with huge success. Hi, Pepper. How about a beer? Yeah, thanks.
I tell you, whoever backed Markham's loans playing it very close to the chest. You talked to little Jimmy. Now, Jimmy knows every loan shark in this town. Not a word about Mark.
Yeah, maybe that's not the answer.
No, it's the answer. We just haven't come up with the right combination.
Here, I'll take it. Thank you.
What about beef? Isn't that what part of this is all about?
I checked through R&I. Locally, there hasn't been a theft or a hijacking in the last 3 months.
And Bill checked with CII, and he came up with something pretty interesting.
Strangely enough, there's been an upsurge in cattle rustling, especially in Central California.
Really?
Yeah. Anybody here know anything about cattle rustling?
You're not going to believe this.
You're kidding.
Back in Montana.
No, Wyoming. You rustle cattle, right?
I can at least tell you how it was when I was a kid.
Yeah, but it's got to be a little bit different now, Pep.
Just a little?
Well, it is. Wyoming became a state.
Thanks a lot.
No, I understand today that they rustle, slaughter, dress, and package all in 24 hours.
I do know somebody. Yeah, an old hand in the cattle business. Yeah, he'd know. I could drive up tonight.
Why don't you?
Hey, Pepper, honey! How are you, baby? How are you?
Oh, great, just great. It's so good to see you, so good. Ooh.
Look at her, isn't she beautiful? They tell you that down at Wicked City?
Only the wicked ones like you.
I'll bet.
How's Aunt Helen? I sensed on the phone she wasn't too good.
No, she's not too bad, not too bad. She's just dying to see you. She's been on pins and needles since you phoned. Oh, and watch the tiles now. We're trying to fix this old barn up. We're not getting any help from the landlord, you know, so really watch yourself now, okay? Now I'll come back and I'll get your bags later. Now watch your step.
Okay. You look great.
Yeah, I feel good.
Oh, Uncle Ben, it's charming.
Well, you can thank your Aunt Helen for that.
Oh, it's just... Pepper. Aunt Helen.
Dear Pepper. Oh, it's so sweet of you to come.
Oh, you look wonderful. Beautiful.
Well, you two have a nice visit. I'll go get your bag.
Now, you stop that nonsense about me looking so wonderful. I look awful, and you know it. But I feel better than I look, thank goodness. And that's something.
You know, I don't believe what I smell.
You better believe.
Where is it?
In the kitchen, cooling on the cupboard.
Oh, Helen?
The bluest and the juiciest. I remember a little girl once in Wyoming who used to eat blueberry pies till she got the worst tummy ache imaginable.
They were worth it. Oh, Helen.
Now, wait a minute, Ray. A toast to our new and profitable association.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to anything.
Well, Ray, since you're here, I assume you're interested in my proposition.
That's correct, Mr. Galloway.
Willie, sit down.
Willie.
Well, how many £1,000 to start?
2?
That's not even a dozen head. I'd suggest 3.
Okay. £3,000. Dressed. Where do I sign?
Nah, your handshake's good enough for me. I'll be in touch.
It's a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Willie. Good night.
Night. Monk, take Mr. Roberts back to his restaurant, huh?
Oh, yeah, Galloway. Yeah, 17, 18 head. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Say, you know, Pepper, you rode that horse real good for a police sergeant.
Well, look who taught me.
Well, that's true enough. He was such a funny little thing. All the skin and bones and eyes. And stubborn.
Determination, Uncle Ben.
Well, I guess that's the word for it out of the book. You'd fall off 5 or 6 times, climb right back on again. Tears streaming down your eye and cussing. Never heard a little girl with words like that. Wonder where you learned them.
Well, I could tell you that, too, if you really want to know.
Well, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
You know. But, you know, it was real fun today, just riding for the hell of it. I haven't done that in a long time. You know, riding alone isn't much fun.
How sick is Aunt Helen? I mean, she looks so pale. At dinner, she only said that she had this kidney thing.
Well, now, you know, she'd raised the roof. She knew I was talking about it. But I got to tell somebody, Pepper. You know, she lost that kidney last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one she's got left ain't working so good, and I got to take her down to the hospital once a week. They put her on that machine.
Dialysis?
Yeah. The money from the place, we get by. Now, don't you look so sad-eyed. Glad to get it off my chest. I feel better. Now, tell me about you. I mean, about your life. What's happening?
Well, I'm still single, if that's what you're wondering.
That's what I mean. Now, look, I promised you a little shooting, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have a little shooting. I mean, after that boasting you were doing last night about being in the top 20 of the police department.
That wasn't boasting. It's just a fact.
Oh, I see. Well, what'll it be? Cans or bottles?
Bottles.
Hey, now, what do you call that? You didn't learn that from me.
Yeah.
You couldn't hit the side of a barn without...
Come, ready?
Well,
come on.
What? Maybe I ought to try that, huh?
Here, let me show you. Put you,
oh, come on. Hey.
That was great. Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
With Helen feeling like she was, I didn't want to say. Well, I'm working on a case right now, and our only lead is stolen beef. Now, the crime reports indicate that it's probably cattle rustling. How would a person go about moving stolen cattle these days and not get caught?
Well, now, it seems to me a fella'd find a real big spread, you know, someplace where they run 20, 25,000 head. That way, a couple of dozen wouldn't be missed right away.
Mm-hmm. Well, then where would he go with them? You can't drive a bunch of cattle down the middle of the highway, broad daylight, or at night for that matter.
No. Well, I heard tell a couple of different ways. One way is you put a couple of head in a padded van and you drive it to a secret slaughterhouse. You dress the meat out. You get rid of the hides right away because of the brands. Then you transfer the meat to a refrigerator truck. That's about it.
Sure. Of course. It's very simple. The meat goes to a packing house in some city.
I reckon. What do you do then?
You sell it to whoever uses a lot of beef, like a chain of restaurants, for instance, or a lot of markets.
Is that it? Of course, that'd be kind of a hard operation to track down with all those meat packing houses you got down in your city.
It's a starting point, though.
Yeah. Well, it's getting on to about 3. Better put those horses away and get up to the house. I gotta take Helen down to the hospital this afternoon.
Yeah, I best be getting to.
You'll be coming back real soon now, you hear?
First chance I get, really.
I sure love to see you. And I want to meet this Crowley you keep talking about.
You'll like him.
Get up there. Hey. Come on, get in that truck. Hey, come on, Roger. Hey, cattle. Hey, cattle. Ready, let's go. Here.
Hold it, Maxwell.
What the hell's the matter with you, Fletcher? How you don't even see it?
He didn't even turn his head.
Listen, I know my job, and I'm gonna do it.
You don't have a job. Not with me. Not ever. Here's your money. Get lost.
And that's it. The meat packer's the middleman, and he sells the beef to whoever wants to buy it. Cut rate, of course. He doesn't even have to be a packer. Probably isn't. All he has to have is a packing house to store the meat in. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, where do I start? The California Cattlemen's Association sent me 10 pages of wholesale meat distributors.
Why don't you start at the top of page 1? Here, Joe, catch. You found it. Now, what I want to know is who manufactured it and who purchased it.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. You know there's no name brand on this thing.
That's why you're going to take it down to the sound lab, and they're going to dismantle it, and then they're going to tell you who manufactured it.
Yeah, okay. All right, little fella. Let's go look into your past life and see what we can come up with.
Well, at the risk of getting a bum steer, I think I'm going to check this list and see if anything's changed hands.
Uncle Ben said that rustlers would probably hit the large ranches where a few missing head of cattle wouldn't be noticed, but I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Well, with the price of beef what it is, I think most ranchers would know exactly how many steers they had.
Sure, they probably go out and count them every few days. Who do you report it to if you come up short of steers?
I'll call CII and have them check out Bakersfield and Fresno.
Yeah, why don't you do that? As soon as you make a fresh pot of coffee.
Why do I always have to make the coffee?
Because you're here.
Thank you, Willie.
It's a pleasure, Ben. You and your men do nice work. So you canned Dolly Maxwell, huh?
He thinks he's Billy the Kid.
So you made an enemy. Better watch your back.
Hey, now that's real smooth. How about another little dollop?
Sure. How's the missus?
Oh, she's fine. She's fine. This is gonna help.
Yeah, well, we got a real good customer now, Ben. I'll need another shipment from you in a week or 10 days, and after that, more, probably on a regular basis. How's that sound to you?
Anything you say, can I use your phone?
Sure, go ahead. You want a little head on it?
No, man. You know, as long as I'm in town, invite somebody to dinner. Yeah, hello. I'd like to speak to Pepper Anderson, please. That's all right. I'll wait.
Hey, how much longer is this going to take?
It's going to take a while. Look, 3,000 pounds is a lot of meat. Just relax, Roberts.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but there's still a couple cops in the place.
Cops?
Yeah, don't worry, they're friends of mine. They come here all the time.
Well, you can say what you want about Elephant having the best memory, but don't compare with a bronc. Hard-nosed, he was called, and rightly so. He knew me, that's a fact, and he hated me, woo! First time I was up, I rode him right to a stop. Nobody'd ever done that before. I think I hurt his pride. So ever after that, no matter what the rodeo was, Madison Square Garden, Pendleton, when I'd go walking by the stalls, he'd start hollering bloody murder. He was cursing at me, that's a fact, and threatening. And I was hoping to draw him again, you know, for another bronc busting contest. Year after year, it just never worked. Never worked.
Folks, a little more coffee or some brandy?
Oh, no, thanks.
Oh, say, I'm sorry, Ray. I got talking here. I didn't realize how late it was.
Don't worry about it, Ben. You folks just stay and talk as long as you like. I got some paperwork to catch up on in the back, so if you need anything, just yell.
Thanks, Ray.
I'll just leave these here.
Oh, sorry. You know, hey, guys, you know, it's 2 o'clock. But I'm a working man.
Can't we just stay till... Let's hear the rest of the story, okay?
Well, anyhow, I was pretty busted up by then, you know, and I figured to quit rodeos altogether, you know. But there was one big one still at Madison Square Garden. You know, I got second in calf roping. I wasn't even expecting that. So I was walking out, going by the stalls, and I hear this big scream. That's right. It was old Hard-Nose. Of course, he was pretty old by then. Must have been about 15, you know. Just a workhorse, wasn't buck horse no more. Kind of broken up just like your old Uncle Ben. So, anyway, I got up on him. And I'm sitting there in his old sway back. He could hardly move, let alone buck. But he tried. You know what I done? You know what I done? I fell right off him. Well, you never saw a happier horse in all your life. He just laughed. He laughed. Yeah. So I bought him. I bought old Hard-Nose and I took him back to my place. And we kind of hung around together all the time then. Till he died.
You know, you're a sentimental old cowboy. That's what you are.
We got lucky. The club was purchased 3 or 4 years ago by a company that was obviously a front. Pacific West Security Systems. I went to the address, found out he'd been out of business a year and a half.
That's lucky.
Recognize him?
He looks familiar. Refresh my memory.
Refresh his memory, Pete.
Well, you should remember him. You busted him yourself about 5 years ago.
Sure, William Galloway. He was the middleman in that big hijacking ring, right?
You got it.
Only he took a walk because none of his Confederates would testify against him. This is the bug, huh?
He was Pacific West Security. Intelligence says it was a front for a loan sharking operation.
Don't tell me. Pacific West Security is now Pacific West Meat Packers.
You got it.
This is harassment, Crowley, and you know it.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Galloway.
I'm sure you are. I told you before I don't know anything about how Al Markham died.
I'm easy to convince. All you got to do is just give me permission to come in and have a look around.
Get out of here. Go on, get out. You want to look around, get a search warrant.
You know something, friend? I'm going to get you one day. I mean, one day you're going to make a little mistake, and I'm going to be right there.
That's threatening and intimidating, Lieutenant. There's laws against that, you know?
Yeah, well, when you get the State Bar Association to reinstate you, then I'll let you tell me about it. In the meantime, it's Sergeant.
Still? After all these years on the force. How about that?
Can you imagine those turkeys coming in here without a search warrant?
Well, Willie, maybe you better get out of the meat business for a while. What do you think?
Are you crazy? I never saw so much money in an operation. Don't worry. Don't worry. I think we're smart enough to stay ahead of Crowley and the rest of those stumblebums.
Yeah, where we have trouble, though, is Ollie Maxwell.
What do you mean?
Well, he went into business on his own. Between he and Ben Fletcher working both sides of the street. It's bound to bring heat.
Just suppose, we get the two of them together one more time.
And?
May the better man emerge victorious. I think that's the expression.
The commissioner read your follow-up report. He thinks it's Galloway, too. He wants us to put a surveillance on him.
He's not gonna be moving now.
Why don't you tell the commissioner?
Ray Roberts. He buys a lot of beef. So why don't we get him to buy from Galloway?
Sure, so why not?
Just get off my back.
No, I can't.
Pepper, you don't realize what you're asking
Yes,
me to do.
I do. I know it's tough, but we think Galloway had Al Markham murdered.
Well, what can I do about it?
You can help us. Ray, what we figure is Galloway was pressuring Al Markham into buying stolen beef. We want you to spread the word that you're interested in the same kind of deal.
I already bought a load of beef from them.
How did that come about?
Galloway came in here and told me he and Al had a prior deal. And quite frankly, the price was right.
So right that it might have been stolen?
So right that with these people, you don't ask questions.
You don't want to cooperate with us, do you?
You really think Galloway had Al killed?
I think we'd like to find out.
You'll have to do it without my help, Pepper. I've got a wife and a baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Ben. It's me, Willie. We got trouble.
What kind?
Your old friend, Ollie Maxwell. He rustled a truckload of beef.
And that figures. So what?
So what? So what? It was 50 head. Besides, he's an amateur. He'll get caught. He'll turn over on us in a flat minute. You want to spend 10 years in jail for cattle rustling?
Hey, you know, I just might have a notion.
Yeah? About what?
Well, I know where Maxwell's going first. Might be I could discourage him.
Somebody has to, Ben. We both know that. Now, about that meat.
Oh, you'll get it. You'll get it, Willie.
I knew I could count on you, Ben.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. Well, young lady.
I know. I'm supposed to be sleeping. Doctors. Can't get enough rest in your condition, Miss Fletcher. Now, you gotta understand that. There's only one trouble with all that rest. You know, Ben?
What's that?
Gets to be real tiring. And I don't get to see enough of you as I do when my eyes are not shut. So I miss you that much more.
Now, darling, I see as much as I can.
Don't I know that? There's no husband better than you, Ben Fletcher.
Hey, I wasn't fishing for any compliments.
Happens to be the truth. It also happens that I'm the luckiest woman I've ever known. And don't tell me you don't like a sweet word in your ear.
Hey, I'd like another one of those.
Okay.
Okay. For now.
Who was that on the phone?
Business.
Serious business?
Do I look serious?
You did. A little when I came in.
Routine. Hey, darling, what's the matter?
I was just thinking how there's nothing routine in all those medical bills you've been paying for the last year.
Come on now, I told you. I don't want to hear any more talk about that. You understand?
Dear Pepper. These must have cost her a fortune.
Still the same beautiful, good girl, hmm?
I don't know when I've had a better time in years. All those stories about her cases, 3 men she works with. And she said something about you. Something I thought that I was the only one who saw in you.
I'm getting better looking every year.
It was a lot deeper than that, Ben. She said he gets to be even more of a real man. Kinder, more tender, more loving.
Hey, it's getting about that time. What do you say we go in the bedroom and both of us get some of that famous rest of yours, huh? Hmm? Easy now. You know you're gonna get us all busted. I was just looking in that truck of yours. There ain't a rancher in the whole state ain't gonna miss 50 head.
Don't jump to conclusions, Fletcher. I got that from 5 different spreads.
All right, 50 head in the same county. You know, Galloway was right about you. You're an amateur. When you put that thing down, I'm gonna take your truck.
Like hell you are.
Hello, Helen. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I wish I were. No, I gotta go south instead. Yeah. Well, there's been some big changes. Well, I don't want to talk business with you. I mean, that's just a bore, you know. Hey, how do you feel? Good, real good. No. Maybe I'm catching a little cold, you know, my throat's a little sore. But I'm fine, I'm all right. Yeah. Well, I guess I better be getting along now. Say, Helen, something I want to say first. I love you, Helen. With all my heart. I love you. Sure. I'll say it word for word when I get home. Now, did you ever know when I didn't keep a promise? Now, don't you start that now. I love you, Helen. I'll see you. Yeah, real soon.
Right, okay, we'll have the suspect in custody for you. Call you later. That was Gaynor from the Fresno Sheriff's Office. Well, they found the body. A guy named Dolly Maxwell, general cowhand in that area for years.
So, what's next?
I think this whole thing's gonna come together in the next couple hours.
Does Pepper know?
No. And I don't want to be the one to tell her.
Who's your buyer?
Small-time hood out of San Diego, runs a string of restaurants. He's gonna take it.
What'd you do with Maxwell?
Buried him. You want that beef at Markham's restaurant tonight after 2, right?
That's right. He looks at the beef, we get our bucks, and he's on his way back to San Diego.
Whatever you guys want.
Y52 to 12Y90. Ben just arrived with the meat truck. Looks like things are just about ready to go down.
Roger, 90. Pepper and I are en route. Let's go.
Fresno said he was killed with a .45 caliber revolver.
That's right. They got an investigator who'll be down tomorrow to take him into custody.
Yeah. If we were going any other place in the world.
Ben, what the hell's going on here tonight?
I don't get you.
Galloway's out there with a couple of heavy-looking dudes from San Diego or someplace. Look, I never bargained for anything like this.
Customers all gone?
Yeah?
You and the hell get out of here. Keep that back door unlocked.
Ben, what's going on?
Good night. Park that back.
Oh, Duran, this is Ben Fletcher, our supplier. There you go, Ben. As usual, cash on delivery.
Cowboy, you got good taste in beef. Sit down, join us.
No, thanks. I'll go over there and pour myself a drink. As soon as you check out the delivery, I'll get...
You ready to show?
Yeah. At his pleasure.
Go have a look-see.
It's out back. Be quick now. We don't want to sitting around.
$12.50. They're in the truck now.
50. Yeah, we've seen them. You take the truck. We'll take the inside.
Got it.
Hold it right there, please. Put your hands up. Come on. Get against the truck.
All right, you do? You be deader than that beef that's in the truck. Get on down. Come on.
Police officers, get your hands on the table. Get them up there where I can see them. Come on, let's go. Get them up.
Hey, no, it's okay. We're not armed. Hey, come on, easy. Easy, we haven't got...
Ben! Ben!
Hey. Hey, Pepper. I'm sorry. I let you down.
No, you didn't. We wouldn't have been here if you hadn't called the police. What happened with Maxwell?
Yeah. Oh, it was him and me.
Oh. Come on, Ben. Ben, come on. Come on. It took a lot of courage to do that.
Calling an ambulance. Hang in there, Ben.
Ambulance. I ain't gonna need one of those. Now, Pepper, you listen to me. When I was a little kid, it was the worst thing in the world a man could do to steal somebody else's cattle. But when my wife, my home, she was sick, and I didn't have any money, I got desperate. Had to do something.
You did what you had to do.
Yeah, but stealing somebody else's cattle. Don't you let her find out about that. Don't you let her. Those insurance papers.
She won't.
That's all she's got.
She won't. She won't find out. I promise you.